Oh my God, Brian, you shot your clone. Well, did you ever meet the guy? Dude was a total dick. Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be reviewing the second episode of Debris, coming to you from NBC and streaming on Peacock and, of course, Hulu. And this episode is called You Are Not Alone. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. Debris Episode 2, entitled You Are Not Alone, continues the story of Brian, I guess he's an agent of Orbital, which is some kind of U.S. governmental agency, and also Finola, an agent of MI6, working in cooperation to track down all of these little pieces of debris that seem to be causing so much sci-fi trouble around the world. And this week, of course, last week we had revelations about, Finola's dad is still alive, even though he's supposedly dead. And Brian knows this. And also there's some other things working in the background that his boss is up to. What do we know from last week? That the Orbital organization is actually trying to reassemble the alien spacecraft. I'm sure that would be a great thing to have an alien spacecraft in the hands of a governmental agency. Why not? So, but this episode, we find a weirdness going on in Pennsylvania. And funny enough, there's actually a little bit where Brian extols all the virtues of Pennsylvania, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but when you're saying that Pennsylvania gave us peeps, and that's something we should thank them for, maybe rethink your sales pitch. I'm just saying. But we find them going to Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, where there's a decided weirdness, a weirdness that occurs after a piece of debris falls to the earth and starts making weird things happen. In particular, some kind of weird magnetic strange effect that's causing all of these metal objects to form a ring around this small town. Orbital is called in, and local law enforcement is called in, and they've evacuated the whole town. And yet there's a guy running around in town. And the whole mystery is, who is this guy? What does he have to do with everything? And where is this piece of debris? So what follows is, if I'm just going to be honest, a fairly boring bit of X-Files-ish investigation. Like, one of the things that bothers me about this show so far is, for a show that's couched in sci-fi, sciencey shit, it's very light on the sciencey shit. Like, they throw around a couple of terms, but most of this is really, imagine if Mulder and Scully were supposed to be some kind of, agents that know something about science, and every time they went around, they just never talked about science, never threw jargon around, never even showed that they really quite understood anything that was happening. So Finola and Brian are sort of like that, and they have their little team around. That's cool, but it's, for being such a sci-fi show, there ain't much sci in this, and that's unfortunate. It's really kind of disconcerting, actually. And I'm not gonna, again, I said, it's kind of a boring episode. I get it. I like that there's, we're seeing the nefarious shenanigans or whatever that's going on behind the scenes back home in Orbital headquarters. That MI6 is sort of trying to be on the up and up, but they're also sort of following their leads and, trying to do their clandestine shit. I get that. I actually like that part of it. But the on the field stuff, it's just, I don't know. They're just in a town that looks gray and dull, and it's raining and shit like that. And, it looks like beaten down small town America. Okay, cool, I guess. There are some fun little practical effects with all the metal and stuff moving around. That's cool and everything. There's a little bit of CG. the conceit of the episode that there's this piece of debris that's cloning a person. That was, I mean, interesting, I guess, but it's all couched in this guy that encounters a piece of debris, and he's, you know, the debris is sort of taking his memories and stuff and making more of him, and you know, what's his regret? Now, it's us. I mean, I don't even want to call it a metaphysical examination. It really is that this guy's just stuck on something, and this piece of debris is just saying, well, how about have more of you? And you see a little bit where Brian sort of has a similar thing happen to him, and I mean, spoiler alert for this, but to be honest, there's so little actually happened in this episode. I'm not even sure how spoilery this actually should be or could be. But, you know, Brian has an encounter, and he does something drastic about that. It should be more interesting than this. It shouldn't be this boring. I shouldn't be glancing at my phone because I'm like, something interesting happened. And that's the thing. These things should be interesting, and they just kind of are whatever. And that's unfortunate. I really that's the problem with Debris I'm having right now, is I want to like it more than I do. I want to like it because it's got a good concept. It's got a high concept. The potential for awesome is there, but so far they slow walk it too. Maybe this should be a 30-minute show. They slow walk a lot of it. Some of it's just like, I don't even want to call it indulgent, just time wasting. There should definitely be at least one other character in this show that at least brings the sciencey shit, so at least some of this thing seem plausible. Or not even plausible, just so you can explain it in your scientific pseudo-scientific jargon. I'd love that. I would love if that was what was happening, and we're not getting that. So I'm hoping they're going to do better than that. I do like the underlying mystery. You know, why is Finola's dad not dead? I do like a little bit of the family stuff between her and her sister, but I actually want to like these characters before you get all into that shit. So I want to know, who are these people that her dad's working for? What's Orbital really going to be doing? Is MI6 going to start, continue to be dumbasses and getting played by the, Orbital? What's this really all about? Who the fuck are these aliens? These are questions I want to answer. I want to answer it, and therefore I'm going to stick around, but they have really got to make more interesting episodes. I don't like watching shows just because the concept is good if the execution's not good. So, I guess my recommendation is, watch it if you want to actually follow this through to the end. But if you're just casually watching this, you can really skip this episode. Was not that interesting, in my opinion. So, that's my review of Debris Episode 2, You Are Not Alone. So, I want to ask you guys, what did you think about this review? What do you think about the episode? What do you think about any of this at all? Are you going to stick around for Debris or not? Let me know down in the comments. And also, as usual, you can hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or on Twitter @supernotfunnys1. And I guess since I kind of spoiled much of this episode, again, not a whole lot happened, so no spoiler review this time. We're just going to say adios from here. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button so you can join the Super Not Funny Show family. And of course, you can hit that notification bell so you know when we drop new content. And that's every week. We are doing reviews, reactions, and just anything else that floats our pop culture boat. We appreciate it if you do that for the channel. Thanks again for joining me, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabrican and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. I will see all of you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!